What's up, man? Attack Squad. It's your boy SatAttack. When I see the title, checking AEW is crumbling. I look for AEW videos, so I just put up AEW. And then he dropped this yesterday. Today, technically for me, because I haven't slept yesterday in the morning. But got 142K. Is AEW crumbling? I just found out about AEW like last month. Should be hitting every single time I watched it. So is AEW crumbling? What's happening? I thought for sure it's about to blow up. I feel like the shit that they be doing, it's pretty clean, pretty sick.
AEW is
pretty
imploding
like,
as its world champion mocks the company's top wrestlers and throws a punch at one of their executive vice presidents. And that's just the latest in the long list of locker room rumblings. Join us now as our WrestleMania looks at how AEW is crumbling and whether there's anything that can be done to save it. Be sure to subscribe and
that freaking. Hey yo, they lit over there, bro. Like even all the
notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive leads. Also check out WrestleMania.co.uk and on our wrestling channel. Incredible.
I need to get that stuff in check.
First, let's look at the media scrum shoot. CM Punk was speaking at All Out's media scrum when he was asked about his former friend Colt Cabana and Cabana working in AEW. Some believe that Punk pressured AEW into moving Cabana to Ring of Honor, although Tony Khan denies Punk was the reason for the move. And in case you haven't heard, wrestler Hangman Adam Page had heat with Punk, with some or all of this heat stemming from the allegations Punk pressured AEW into moving Cabana to Ring of Honor. Page reportedly went into business for himself by questioning Punk's loyalty to AEW in the locker room during a pre-match promo. This
I don't know what Ring of Honor, whatever that
turn led to Punk calling Page out during a live interview, despite Punk knowing that no such segment was scheduled and that Page would not respond.
Nice.
And here are some of the highlights from Punk's response to
CM Punk really like that, bro. He really don't give a fuck.
Banner question, a response which opened up the proverbial can of worms. The fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EVPs and couldn't effing manage a target and they spread lies and bullshit and put it to the media that I got someone fired when I have F all to do with him, nothing to do with him, do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. And the fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is embarrassing. And if you're at fault, F you. If you're not, I apologize. Punk was far from finished, and this time he directed his disdain to Hangman Adam Page. What did I ever do in this world to deserve an empty-headed dumb F like Hangman Adam Page to go out on national television and effing go into business for himself? For what? What did I do? What did I ever do? Didn't do a goddamn thing. It's not like Tony Khan's position to make it very effing clear that Punk didn't have anything to do with Cabana being moved to Ring of Honor. There are people who call themselves EVPs that should have known better. This shit was none of their business. Punk then claimed that these comments jeopardized the first $1 million house that AEW was building off Punk and said that he's finished with apologies. The newly crowned AEW World Champion then turned his attention to Maxwell Jacob Friedman, aka MJF, the recently returned wrestler who showed up at All Out after being absent from AEW television for months. Punk talked about MJF and the allegations MJF walked down on the company after a dispute over his pay. I don't know, I'm tired of wrestling these pricks. I'm tired of wrestling these kids that think they know everything. Looks as if MJF will challenge Punk for the title, a situation which will likely be complicated by
Punk don't care.
His comments and these comments. I think Max is a supremely talented individual, but this goes for him and anyone in the locker room who doesn't want to be here. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it, and Max liked to shit where he eat instead of watering the grass. So we'll have to see how that goes. But professional wrestling is known for having workers with strong egos, and when egos clash, all sorts of things can happen. Here, Punk's comments reportedly led to the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega threatening to walk out on AEW. However, there may have been more than just words exchanged. The aftermath.
Damn, this is getting cool. Like, bro, what?
Began to come out that the Young Bucks confronted Punk about his comments. According to the Wrestling Observer, Figure 4 Online's Josh Nason, according to multiple sources that lined up with some of Fightful's reporting, there was a backstage fight afterward with Punk allegedly starting things up by swinging fists at the Bucks' Matt Jackson. Punk's trainer, friend, and AEW producer Steele, part of the storyline that got Punk into Sunday's Jon Moxley match, threw a chair that hit the Bucks and Nick Jackson in the eye. Steele, aka Chris Guy, allegedly bit Omega and grabbed his hair. Wrestling has had its share of real-life backstage brawls and in-ring shoots, so many that we have multiple videos devoted to them. However, a brawl involving the world champion, an AEW trainer, and the company's EVPs, who happen to be the main eventers in their own right, is outrageous and symptomatic of how the company is self-destructing.
That is wild, bro. Y'all like, isn't the company like, isn't like it hitting like? People love you as a video. Like, I realized that after I started uploading, like how many fans really mess with it. Like, y'all heavy. Like, y'all good fans, bro. Like,
but there are an array of attitudes in AEW.
Y'all just get y'all shit checked back door.
Now let's take a quick look back at some of AEW's other locker room incidents. We recently addressed some of these issues in our video "The Honeymoon is Over" for AEW, so we won't get into detail. But suffice to say, situations such as Cody Rhodes' abrupt exit from AEW, along with MJF's threatening to walk out, were two warning signs that suggested that former wrestler's paradise was turning into a hell. From there, stories such as Eddie Kingston swinging at Sammy Guevara for Guevara calling him fat in a promo, to at least two female wrestlers, including main eventer Dr. Britt Baker, having heat with AEW Women's Champion Thunder Rosa, suggested a tense backstage mood. There have also been several rumors of wrestlers requesting their releases. With Triple H taking over WWE's creative and talent departments, the WWE is being seen as a strong alternative for disgruntled AEW stars.
Damn, bro, they just keep switching. People from WWE go to AEW, like, that is wild.
The most important question is what's fueling the backstage.
Hey, you gotta, that's why you gotta have a, like, good people up top, bro. Like AEW, it was like, bro, that is lit, bro. Like, the shit that be going, like, but WWE is better ran apparently because with all this
dissension, wrestlers losing spots, bro. Friction between AEW president Tony Khan and
ran better.
AEW wrestlers, friction between contentious personalities. It's likely a mixture of these, and as fans who have followed
I'm struggling with what I'm trying to say, but I'm saying like WWE is better ran like backstage, and AEW put out like better content on TV. If this combine the two, it'll be legendary.
These backstage political intrigues, no, it's
I didn't even know this shit was going on. I was watching AEW and I was like, bro, this shit is lit. But they got crazy shit going on backstage.
For all promotions. What differentiates these problems is how a promoter handles them. During the Monday Night War, WCW dealt with internal problems due to backstage politics, a bloated roster, and wrestlers complaining about bad booking and being poorly utilized. These led to wrestlers seeking their releases and the company struggling to maintain order. On the other hand, the WWE experienced something similar prior to the pandemic, with disgruntled wrestlers looking to AEW as an alternative. This led to wrestlers requesting their releases and counting the days until their contracts expired. In the WWE's case, Vince McMahon held the line, keeping wrestlers under contract and refusing to cave in. While there were occasional exceptions, McMahon did not tolerate any nonsense. If AEW's problems are bad as they seem, Khan needs to make it clear.
I don't even know WWE like that. WWE could have its problems too backstage. I ain't gonna lie. WWE could have its back. Yo, I'm just saying, like, bro.
These are paychecks and who books the shows. Unless AEW is looking to trim its roster, Khan should not offer releases to disgruntled wrestlers, instead keeping them home to send a message to other talent. He also needs to address any issues between talent and smooth them out, or risk falling into WCW's situation where the wrestlers ran the company, aka the inmates running the asylum. These issues can be resolved with luck and hard work. However, inmates running the asylum. These issues can be resolved with luck and hard work. However, there's one problem that can be solved by removing it from the equation, that being CM Punk. Yes, there is a Punk problem. While AEW's crowded locker room and lack of television time for wrestlers is likely contributing to its awful attitudes, there currently seems to be one big problem: CM Punk. Ironically, some pundits are bringing up comments made by WWE officials when Punk debuted with AEW in the summer of 2021. Here's what Ringside News reported back on 27th July 2021. We were told by someone pretty high up in the company that WWE has no interest in CM Punk, and even less for Phil Brooks as a human being. Additionally, we were told, let him be their headache. Those are direct quotes which were received upon questioning. CM Punk is known for being his own man. The wrestling world, this can lead to problems as seen in 2014 when Punk walked away from the WWE claiming being burnt out, beat up and sick and tired. Later, Punk would accuse the WWE of questionable medical treatment, as well as asking why he never main evented WrestleMania. But let's be fair, he's the ideal sacrifice. There's no denying that AEW has some serious backstage issues besides the one being caused by Punk. Nonetheless, the main problem is CM Punk. AEW needs to get rid of Punk before he causes AEW to lose some of its top stars who also happen to be founding wrestlers. Although Punk is a main eventer and a draw, his age, history of injuries, and reputation for being difficult to deal with make him the right person to be released. Even better, it's unlikely Punk will want to go to the WWE.
That is true, bro. If he's causing all the majority of the problems, they could go without CM Punk. Like, CM Punk is a legend, bro. But, like, you're not about to throw your whole shit away for CM Punk. You feel
But
me?
the WWE
You guys are starting on some sick in AEW.
would even want him back, especially under the Triple H regime. On the other hand, the WWE would jump at the chance to sign Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, and Adam Page.
Right.
If Tony Khan wants to stop the bleeding, he needs to release Punk immediately, restore order to AEW, and work on the other backstage problems that are minor in comparison.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Let us know.
That's gonna do it for that video. If you enjoyed that, subscribe. My road 2K. Hope that one still going down me. But let me know what y'all think, man. You feel me? Because I'm not really watching like all the time. I just watch like highlights on my channel. But if you enjoyed that, subscribe. My road 2K. I'm out. Let's get it.